I could, which is even more impressive. Welcome back, fuckers. We're back again with Austin Mathews for episode 2 for him. I'm going to stop counting because he's going to be on a lot more than just 1 or 2.
You try to thack me.
Which brings me back into what I was going over with a couple other guests is having some of these repeats on kind of gives me the opportunity to dive in deeper and a more long-term kind of intimate feeling, which is kind of what we're shooting for here. I'm thankful for that too. So we're not necessarily looking for we got your life story before. We got kind of some of the stuff that you grew up with. We got kind of some of the positions you've been put in as far as work-wise,
Yeah, we kind of skimmed over a few things.
We skimmed. And I'm a little bit anxious to hear a little bit more about kind of how you feel like some of those things have affected you growing up. Yeah.
Where do you want to start?
Ooh. So, you've been a pretty well-disciplined young man. Growing up playing football, kind of doing your thing. Your dad working a lot in the same industry that we're stuck in. You know, you've been around a lot of ways you've had to been super disciplined.
Yeah, I was definitely, I guess forced to, I never had a childhood.
Yeah.
I was forced to grow up at a really young age and put in positions that probably shouldn't have been in at those age. I mean, everybody's got a story, everybody's got their deal, but yeah, 6, 7 years old, and, making my own dinner and doing my own laundry and getting myself up for school and walking to the bus stop and coming home and doing my homework and without, probably I wouldn't see my dad or my grandma or grandpa for a couple days. Just kind of doing it on my own.
You did all that stuff on your own.
Yeah, I'm not saying I was very good at it.
No, but you did it though.
I did it.
That's the beginning of a pretty complex discipline,
It's in a weird way, it's one of those things like it's a good thing because it kind of made me who I am. But at the same time, there's a lot of things that have been molded to my it is a permanent life habit that was not molded properly.
Yeah, and that's definitely something I was interested in kind of delving into today.
There's definitely certain things that I do that come to find out I'm not doing it right.
It's one of the things that I've kind of learned about myself, just to try and be kind of relevant. Even this late, I would say late, but I'm still pretty young, just like you. Finally learning about how things growing up have developed into certain things now, 15, 20 years later. And it's mind-blowing to me because you see the way that you've developed now, and you can look back and understand why. Certain things.
Some things, yeah, definitely.
I am so far from being done, and I'm sure you feel the same way. But it's mind-blowing.
Yeah. As I sit here and think about it, there's a lot of positive traits that are not so positive, or one thing is like a people pleaser.
Yeah.
I've always been a people pleaser, which has gotten me very far in life and put me in very successful positions. But on the personal side,
I can only imagine it's pretty depleting.
Oh, it's extremely depleting. It's to the point where I 100% honestly have no idea how to make myself happy, or have no idea what I need. Somebody asked me the other day, whoever higher power you look to were to come in front of you right now and literally give you anything in the world you want to be happy, what would it be? I wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah.
I've spent my whole life either taking care of others or trying to earn their acceptance or just do whatever they needed me to do to the point where I don't even have a clue what I should be doing. Like, I don't know what I need.
Yeah, I can see that a little bit in you.
Yeah. It's terrible.
We've gone back and forth on that a couple of times. I can understand why it would be hard to let go of something so embedded in you.
Well, I said earlier before, it's life habits. It's at the point where it's part of your everyday routine. Mm-hmm. It's like breathing. You don't just tell yourself to breathe. Just like when I'm put in positions at work, we need someone to do this. Oh, first, like, my hand just shoots up in the air, and I'm like, why the fuck did I...
Right.
Why? Why do I do this to myself?
It's like walking,
it's
man.
It's a reactionary deal. So I don't know.
No. I mean, I totally get it. When it comes to certain things, I'm the same way. You just don't spend any time thinking about it. You just get it done.
Yeah.
There's no sense in...
Well, then at the point where it's time to get, like, for yourself, I don't know.
Sometimes there's just no sense in thinking about it. You know, if it's just going to cause a fuss.
Like, if I had a day off to just do whatever I want to do, I wouldn't know what to do.
And even when I have my normal days off, I still don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, I always feel bad. Amanda's like, what do you want to do today? And I'm like,
yeah, you know.
But then it's like, genuinely, I'm at the point where it's like, I literally want to do nothing.
Right. Like, and I get to that point some days.
Yeah, it sucks because, like, anybody that's known me longer than the last couple of years knows that generally I'm a fucking hellraiser. I'm a class clown. I'm an idiot, like, in a good way, but I'm the first one to jump in and do something crazy. I'm the first one to suggest something to go do. And now I'm at the point where it's like, I'm just here. I don't know how to.
Well, and
how to detail that.
And not to call you out, but kind of to. Well, I guess it's really not.
Call me out.
It's not necessarily. It's not. It's not your responsibility
Right.
for everybody to know exactly what you're going through. I just so happen to know a thing or two about what you're actually going through. So, this is such a fucking cul-de-sac for me because I'm like, on one token, I want people to understand somewhat what's going on, but then there's my ego that steps in and says, "Hey, don't fucking explain yourself to people that don't care."
Well, and then also kind of like a pride thing, too.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. You know, it's and your dignity is at stake here.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, like for a long time, I was the strong guy. I was the leader and the mentor for a lot of people, and I was the one lighting the way. Mm-hmm. And then now it's like, somebody else want to carry this torch for a little bit?
That's kind of exactly what I was thinking. Like, can I rest for a little bit?
Yeah.
You mind if I take the back of the pack?
But
I can't imagine, because even though you're quite a bit younger than me, you've always been a really good, really, really strong figure in my life. So.
Yeah, it kind of goes back and forth, though. I mean,
it does, but I know why. You know, I see why. I'm blessed with the curse of being able to see a little bit farther than I should, I think. Not just for you, but
I'm blessed with the curse of just not looking far enough.
So, I like to think that beyond where we're at, I can't speak from experience, but I like to think that beyond where we're at in life, there's a little bit more wisdom to come.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of like a little talk I was having with myself the other day. It was literally, I was driving and I was kind of in one of those moments where I'm just on the verge of fucking tears for fucking Lord knows what reason at that point. But I kind of laughed, I chuckled, and I was like, well, good news is there's going to come a time where I'm going to look back on these situations and just laugh.
Probably.
Like, I thought this was the hardest moment of my life, but that was nothing compared to this.
Oh.
But, like, and it was kind of like an empowering moment, though, too, because you're like, if I can just figure out how to get through this moment right now, then I'm going to be smarter and wiser to get through the next one. You know?
I mean, you speak complete truth, and it's mind-blowing how fucking difficult it is in the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the moment, you have to pick yourself up and just keep trucking.
Yeah, one of my biggest, like, constant, I guess, conversations I have myself is, like, there's people out, like, one thing, I think I touched on this the first one. Like, I know that I'm a blessed individual. I know that I have opportunities in life that a lot of people don't. I know that I got people that love me and care about me. I have a really good job. I have some very nice things. Like, there are 100%. I understand that I'm a blessed individual. You know, and there's like now, driving around Phoenix, you just see the plethora of homeless camps and just random tents and carts, and there's all these people, man. They're like, and I'm like, dude, now that is stress.
Yeah.
You know, that Shaquille O'Neal talked about that one time when his dad was talking to him about pressure. You know, and he said, real pressure is when you don't know when your next meal's coming or where it's coming from. And I'm like, seriously, makes you think, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why are you gonna sit here, be sitting in your fucking, $80,000 truck, crying for like you said, literally, Lord knows why. You know how it is. You get those moments of just fucking emotion, just like a waterfall. But then you see these motherfuckers sitting over there laughing. Now, I'm not saying they're having a great time, but like they can still find peace, they can still find joy, they can still find like whatever it is. And I'm like, dude, that's pressure. That. Like, why are you bitching? You know what I mean? God, it just makes you feel terrible. At least it makes me feel terrible. Makes me feel like, okay, like, you know what? It's like, whatever the fuck is wrong with you, you need to get a grip on this quickly. Because, I mean, if they can do it in their situation.
I can kind of, oh man, I feel like such a piece of shit. I'm going to for saying this, but it's okay.
That's the point of this deal, right? Just
yeah, we're gonna call out some shit. That's the whole point of this. Maybe I don't know exactly what causes my brain to start off this way, or why it does. It's kind of in line with the way you feel about it, but it's kind of also when I see that. When I see, because there's the homeless population has grown significantly.
It has
significantly.
I mean, easily tripled.
In the last 2 years.
Shit, I feel like it's just in the last year.
Okay,
this COVID thing,
it's fucked everything up. But my first thought, like without any other stimulation going through my mind, is, how the fuck did you let yourself get that far down?
Oh, yeah, dude. I ask myself that constantly.
And that's
just like, we were kind of bullshitting before this deal. Like, just physically. Yeah. Not even on the mental side of things. But just physically, I went from being this, like, super elite athlete to whatever the fuck you call this. And it's... How do you dedicate yourself to nutrition and dedication and persistence and just constantly grinding until all of a sudden, like, I always wonder back, like, when did that light switch get turned off? Like, at what day and moment was I just like, I'm not doing this anymore?
Right.
I wish I could go back and kick that sumbitch in the dick, because now I'm trying to go back to the gym and get my shit right. I'm like, oh my god, I forgot how hard this was. But I kind of forgot where I was at on the audio. I just got so like mentally pissed off about it. But
no, it's completely reasonable. I
think about that too, like on a mental level though, like where did it go wrong, and why did I let it continue?
Right.
Why couldn't I have fixed this earlier?
Where's the turning point here? Yeah, and to go back to that, to see so many beautiful young people on the street. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You know what? Kind of in the same realm, kind of different. What blew me away yesterday was just in the last couple weeks. Like, we now have 3 or 4, could be a couple more. I know for a fact 3 of fucking suicides. We have cars in our yard.
Oh yeah.
Where younger kids.
Yeah.
You know, younger males in their early 20s just offing themselves.
They're just giving up. They're giving up in record numbers.
Like, I don't know what drove me to say this the other day, but this was a couple weeks ago, and like I said, we touched on that on the first podcast when me and Greg had to go and remove the kid's personal effects from his car because his dad just didn't want to see it, couldn't handle it. And like, I literally would sit back, and as we were walking back up to the office, like in my head, I'm like, not even 24 hours ago, like I was thinking about starting my 9mm myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like seriously looking at that moment, and I'm like he actually went through with it. Like, so whatever he was going through, to him was just so terrible. They had a whole plan figured out.
Right.
And then I don't know, it really starts to make you kind of look at yourself and you go, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, it is not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, it sounds weird. Like, everyone's like, oh, well, you should really be thinking about the people you leave behind. It's like, well, in that moment, I wasn't thinking about the people he left behind, but I was more thinking about him. Like, bro, what could have been possibly going on in your head? Like, I always wonder, like, if we can go back. Sorry, I keep playing with stuff. But, like, we can almost go back and see what he was mentally going through. Like, do you ever make you wonder, like, what if he literally just killed himself because he lost a minimum wage job?
Right. No, I 100% think about it. Like, what were those last string of thoughts?
Because you almost, this at least me and the competitive side to me, and then plus the side of me trying to get better at things. Like, I want to know, like, how strong am I?
Mm-hmm.
You know? Because there's some things that people will go through in life that is just horrendous. You know, I'm not saying they come back, like military, you know, guys who are like prisoners of war, these torture camps, all these things. I'm not saying they come back normal, but they come back, like, pretty alright.
Some of them come back with a whole new perspective.
Yeah. You know, like the whole Marcus Luttrell story, which is just, I don't know if you looked into it, other than the movie.
I'm actually not familiar at all.
Really? He's a lone survivor.
Of what?
You ever seen the movie Lone Survivor?
Huh.
You serious?
100%.
Well, there's a movie called Lone Survivor, and there's a group of Navy SEALs. It's called Operation Red Wings.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know the full details of the deal, but they're in a hostile area in Afghanistan. They ended up getting, you know, they found them.
Mm-hmm.
The bad guys found them, and it's an amazing movie. I have it on Apple TV. I'll show it to you.
Lone Survivor.
Lone Survivor. Mark Wahlberg plays Marcus Luttrell. But essentially, they get in this gun battle, and they're like falling down this mountain. I mean, just getting their fucking asses kicked, dude. And eventually, all of his teammates are dead. And it's just him, and he's on the verge of death. And this little village, like, takes him in, takes care of him. Eventually, you know, Army Rangers and all these.
Oh, that's just so not work.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
Alright.
We had to take a fucking break, guys. Alright, go fuck yourselves, alright? We're new. Anyway, so this cunt here is on the verge of death. The little village takes him in, and they're doctoring him up, and this guy from the village just, like, they send him to foot walk however many miles to this military base to let them know, like, hey, we got one of your boys. Now, this is, like, this whole operation was, like, some special ops deal, like, nobody knows are out there, except for a very select few. So, this team of everybody, Marines, Navy SEALs, Rangers, everyone comes in to save them, to save him.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know that he was still alive. They thought it was just going to be basically going to go and retrieve what they can of people. So, long story short, he's a lone survivor, and but he got to witness, and he's a medic. Like, and he says this in a lot of his speeches. Like, he's the medic, right? So, like, it's his job to patch his boys up.
Mm-hmm.
But when they're looking to him and there ain't nothing he can do, he's like, that is the worst feeling.
God, I can only fucking imagine.
Like, he even said that there was a point where he, in the battle, he was a coward. Because he put down his rifle and he covered his ears because everything was just so loud he didn't know what to do. He was like, that was a cowardice act. But it's just to watch his speech, man, and like to watch the movie and see all the things that man has been through, and to still be like, one, alive, thriving, continuing to better others, all those things. And it makes me look back and go, what the fuck am I crying over?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, God, I ask myself that all the time. But then there's like just times I wake up in the morning and I'm just so fucking tired of myself that I don't know. I just, like, that's the part I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And,
well, it's definitely hard for, I mean, me personally, along with you, it sounds, like to understand how we're supposed to find this balance of this role that we're supposed to take on in this non-sedentary, this like non-materialistic life, you know, that you're supposed to be this man, this leader, this provider, without focusing on your own agenda for one and money for two. You know, how do you look at your responsibilities or your purpose and not factor in what the money's going to do to you?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I understand everybody's like, oh, you just don't think about the money. Money's the root of all evil. And yeah, I get all that shit. But it's like, on the other side of that coin, okay, so if we're not focusing on at least a little bit of the money, then how do you...
I always hear the term, money doesn't buy happiness.
I fucking really beg to differ at this point.
And I always say, like, well, one, clearly it helps.
Right.
But I always say that the people that say that, either one, already have money.
Right.
Or two, are people that have never had money.
Right.
Like, it's almost like they say that just to make themselves like, oh, it's fine. Money's not, the cause of happiness.
Right.
I ain't saying it's the cause of happiness, but it sure fucking helps.
It would sure solve some of my fucking problems.
Having money, like Joe Rogan said at one time, I'm not gonna quote him because I don't say it word for word, but they're talking about the same deal. He's like, I hate it when people say that money doesn't. Wow, why is that brain? They're like, money doesn't cause happiness, or money doesn't bring happiness, whatever. He's like, yes, it does, because he's like, money, it changes your entire life. It gives you access to better doctors, better food, better things, better clothes, better cars, better houses, better fucking everything. What's not happy about that? I'll tell you what, man, I ain't never met a billionaire or even a millionaire or whatever that wasn't happy. But you see like these like artists, Like, I was just thinking about this, like Chester Bennington, you know. I watched that video popped up of like his wife posted or somebody, but like this is what depression looks like.
Mm-hmm.
It's him joking, having a good time, and all that stuff. But it's also like I feel like there had to be another thing, man. Because like my big thing, which I know we haven't really entered into that realm yet of myself, but like like I was addicted to hard painkillers for a while,
Right.
you know, for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and clearly like that has an effect
Mm-hmm.
on your way of thinking, your emotions, your hormone, everything. Like it just
Yeah, the overall totality of that is
it fucks the whole circle.
it's a real thing.
So it's always like, you know, everyone's like, oh, this is what depression looks like. It's him happy, all these things. Dude, well, I'll tell you what. When I was on stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
I was, at least in my own head, I was the happiest I could ever be. I was great. You know, I wasn't in pain. I wasn't, like, I just felt numb. Like, in my head, as far as I understood it, everything was just great.
Just peachy.
You know, some people might say otherwise or whatever. Like, yeah, well, you saw me. I was depressed because I didn't have my shit. Not necessarily calling it a withdrawal, but it's just like, I didn't have that spike of dopamine. I didn't have that spike of just whatever, serotonin, whatever the fancy shit is.
Well, you nailed them both.
But so it's like, because somebody had used that at a point, saying, "Oh, well, look at all these celebrities who kill themselves. They had a bunch of money.
Mm-hmm.
They also had a bunch of money, but we also know, just like I said before, time or money can't have both."
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they killed themselves because they weren't physically happy because of their money. I think it's just the stress of being who they were. Like, public eye, famous, can't do nothing wrong, has to be perfect all the time, give people what they want. Like, that's what got them.
If I could speculate, and it's purely speculation because I don't have an ounce of knowledge as far as what it means to be like that level of fame or wealth or anything like that.
Yeah, neither do I. So I'm not going to be here challenging your facts.
So no, they're not facts. It's purely my speculation. It's my personal experience and what I've viewed on a very minuscule level is being lonely while being surrounded by people.
Oh yeah, I feel that.
Is as far as I can tell on my scale.
I feel like that's literally my motto.
Oh my
Like, dude.
God, dude, like.
Well, that kind of like ties into like what I was saying earlier. Like, I get it. Like, I'm blessed. People love me. All these things. Like, I understand that. Like, there's people I can call right now, and they'll take time out of their day to sit down and listen to whatever bullshit I have to say. But then it goes right back to that feeling alone in a crowd, or
It's the most debilitating feeling I've recently discovered. And I gotta tell you, I feel like that is the root of a lot. That's my speculation, but I feel like that root speaks worlds to me personally.
yeah,
I can only see from my point of view that would be a reason for me to want to be the fuck out of here. In that position, if you're surrounded by that many fucking people with that much money and that much fame, but then none of those fucking people are there for you on a good level, I'm bouncing too. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I'm out. I'm not. I don't have it in me to do that.
yeah.
I've only experienced that on my shithead level a couple of different ways. But the shit that they had to go through, nope. No, sir. But that's just me. But I would agree that money in the right hands solves problems.
Absolutely. Like Dave Ramsey and all these guys, like, if you can get all your debt paid off and give yourself 10 grand.
Mm-hmm.
And like having no financial like literacy, education whatsoever. Give yourself 10 grand, debt free. You know, in 6 months you can turn that 10 grand like into 100 grand. And into like just so much product. Like basically what I'm saying is 10 grand can be life changing.
Mm-hmm.
If utilized properly. And that's kind of like where I'm at now. Like, I'm gonna bust my ass, get all my shit paid off, at least as best I can.
Right.
And then start focusing on what could be life changing. You know, obviously this is multiple baby steps in this giant ladder of fucking steps because.
Or as he would call them, the snowball.
Oh god damn.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Problem is, if you roll that particular ball off the hill, you better be fucking ready for the bottom.
Yeah.
But
yeah, man, it's one of the many, many, many struggles that we go through.
sometimes I feel like I'm ranting on about random stuff and I'm jumping from conversation. But man, I just got so much stuff running through my head now.
It's okay. We're going to get it all sorted through.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
We need to get a Rolodex out.
Oh. Somebody get a notepad and a pen. We're going through it. No.
I remember at TNT when Wiltern had a Rolodex. I remember a customer walked in and goes, "Is that a real fucking Rolodex?" And it was Eddie's sister. And she so excited to show them the Rolodex. My God, I ain't seen one of them in 20 years or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, trust me. I remember somebody like fucking threw away her Rolodex on accident. She was mad.
Oh.
One of my first tasks as a general manager there was to buy her a new Rolodex. Who would have thought it'd be so difficult?
To find one?
Not only to find one, but to find one with a card limit enough to fulfill what the other one did not. So, goddamn Rolodex. I remember Amanda one time like, "Oh, we should get a Rolodex to the house." I'm like, "Yeah, it's called our cell phone."
Yeah, we're good now.
Fuck you mean? But Tyler was. No, it wasn't Tyler. Wow, I don't know why I said that. Who the hell? It was Josh. Josh is like, "Yeah, I want to get a PDA." A PDA? He's like, "Yeah, one of those personal digital assistants." I go, "So your cell phone?"
Yeah, your phone has everything you need now.
Because my dumbass as a kid spent all my birthday money once on a PDA. And I'm pretty sure now the cell phone does more and better and quicker than what those PDAs ever did.
Yeah, these little supercomputers we hold will convenience everything.
Oh, cell phones are just amazing, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? For a long time growing up, like, I'm still not the big tech savvy guy.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was the friend that everybody get mad at. I'm trying to get a hold of you for 2 hours. Oh, dude, my phone's probably dead under my car seat somewhere. Like, I just didn't give a shit. Dude, but now, especially because like work, like we're on it all the time. GPS,
yeah,
software, all that shit. I legit can't get up to go take a shit without taking my phone. I can't get up to go anywhere. I get up from the couch and walk to the kitchen island to grab a drink. My phone's still coming with me. And it's not like a privacy thing. It's not, because as long as we've been together, I don't know her password to her phone. She don't know mine.
Right.
But
they're attachments now, dude.
oh, it's terrible. It is terrible.
They are attachments.
I remember when they came out with that Google Glass. The glasses.
Ray-Ban's doing a smart sunglass now.
Dude.
They got cameras on them and shit.
Dude, my funky ass has the money. Give it. I'm like, I hear like fucking Tony Stark in that shit.
We're gonna dabble in this because you brought it up, and I'm a little curious as to if you've heard about it or not. But you obviously know who Elon Musk is, yeah.
Oh, the Tesla phone?
Yeah.
I want it.
No. That's not what I was going. I'm sorry. You said Tesla, and I connected the dots automatically.
But you should.
I haven't heard about that, but I'm gonna look into it for sure.
Could we just briefly talk about that?
Sure.
It's supposed to be like a super affordable, like $1,200 to $1,500 phone. You should go. Yeah, you should look it up right now.
This is actually the beauty of having the studio that we have is we're gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, it's the Tesla phone. It's supposed to have options of like 2 terabytes worth of data.
Holy
storage.
shit!
Your normal iPhone has 8 gigabytes of RAM, This is going to come standard with 16 gigabytes of RAM. So it's literally going to be twice as fast. 2 terabytes of fucking storage. All kinds of crazy shit. It's like $1,200-$1,500.
Really?
Yeah, like his plan was to build a phone that could just crumple Apple.
Well, I wouldn't surprise me if he fucking did it.
And I'm not gonna lie, dude. From the photos and things that I have seen, the phone looks pretty fucking bitchin'.
Yeah. Oh man.
Cause I was telling you, I want that new Galaxy Z Fold.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of like the old Sidekick or like the old Chocolate Envy from LG, a little foldable. But I want one.
This thing is literally on the Tesla website.
Yeah.
You know that?
But then they came out with these new Tesla phone things.
What the fuck? Series 3? Series 3 like the car? You son of a bitch. Oh, man.
They did. Check it out.
Spend a weekend
Battery
outdoors, have fun without
900
worrying.
hours, dude.
Holy shitballs.
900 hours of battery life.
Tesla phone.
Of course it's standby mode. But...
Well, that's
ass backwards.
wow. I'm not.
Is that to you directly?
I'm not up to date. Yeah, my watch went off with that. I'm not up to date directly as far as like what he's doing. But what I wanted to dabble in was, have you heard about Neuralink?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So his quote on, you know what? I'm really sorry if this ever reaches Joe Rogan's status. Then I would like to apologize now, but you're a motherfucker, and I fucking love listening to you.
Who, Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
You're the influence.
I'm just gonna say it because like he's never gonna hear this anyways. But Joe Rogan, literally sometimes is like my reason to live,
dude.
Like I love his shit.
Yeah, his podcast is the realest thing on this planet.
I learned so much shit. Like sometimes people are like, which ironically I do have a really high IQ. But some people are like, oh my god, you're like, how do you know this knowledge? And I'm like, I got that hard to tell them. I just get it from Joe Rogan. But just real quick though, so the Tesla phone that I'm talking about is called their new Pi phone, and yes, they did it to mock iPhone.
Pi phone. Oh my god.
Dude, just check this out. See, the Tesla Pi phone has been in the news lately. It is a new smartphone from the electric car company Tesla. It is also rumored to be designed by Elon Musk himself. The phone will compete with the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra and the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Enthusiasts and even the general public are very excited about this smartphone. The article talks about the upcoming Tesla Pi phone, which is set to be released shortly. It gives a brief overview of the phone's specifications, expected price. So without further ado, let's get started.
Without further ado.
Yep. On December 1st, Elon Musk tweeted that he and Tim Cook had a good conversation with Tim. When Tim Cook showed Elon around Apple Park, the idea that Twitter may be removed from the App Store was cleared up during this talk, and Elon reassured Twitter users that Apple had no such plans. I don't know why I'm rambling on about that shit. Listen to the fucking specifications. I am sorry, y'all. I just got really excited. So supposedly it's going to run on neither Android nor iOS, it's saying. Elon he hopes it does not come to that, but if it does, there's no other choice. He will make an alternative phone. This could very well be a hint towards the much anticipated Tesla phone, and there's a chance it might come with its own software that's neither Android nor iOS. Referring to like the other companies basically saying, hey, you're not going to make a phone that makes ours look bad and then use our software. That's basically what that was. Supposed to be coming out, well, supposed to say March of 2023, so let's see. Where's that? Features, here we go. Large 6.7 inch OE or OLED display. Of course, there's a bunch of numbers we don't understand.
Give this thing a year of its actual release, and I bet it'll be 30 times better.
5,000 milliamp hour battery with fast charging support. The phone will be available on 8 gigabyte RAM and 512 gigabyte internal storage variant with one single color, black. The phone will also be a little on the heavier side, weighing about 240 grams. Now that's just the basic Right, so 8 gigabytes of RAM, 512 gigabytes of storage. That is their basic run-of-the-mill phone for $1,200.
Which is average, just so we're clear.
Right. And then, yeah, right here, the Tesla Pi phone could be priced between $800 to $1,200. There's another section here. I can't find it with all this stuff, but there's another section saying like the higher end model was going to have 16 gigabytes of RAM, like internet speed, and then 2 terabytes of storage.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Like,
Well,
let's just say I might need a Tesla Pi phone. Yeah, I might just have to go buy a Tesla because I bought the Tesla phone.
there's a whole lot of...
Goddamn, you got a Tesla phone? What are you driving?
Yeah, not words that I expected to hear from you.
Coal rolling coming.
Yeah. But anyway, we're gonna...
Totally got off subject there. I'm sorry.
Kind of off topic, but it's okay. The Neuralink.
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to... did you hear the details of it?
So I watched his deal, like his little, I don't know if it was a TED Talk or what it was, but I watched his deal where he like introduced it, talking about like little deals are gonna go down inside your brain, and you know that they're gonna implant it into your skull, and you know, I watched the Joe Rogan podcast on it, and I watched his actual like debut seminar of the deal, and like you know. For people that have speech problems, hearing issues, paraplegics,
limb non-function,
and be able to send a signal to the Neuralink to the brain to make the brain function again, and that's pretty crazy. You know, and also now I could be completely inaccurate here. For anybody that's an Elon Musk fan and follower, they know that he has expressed a huge amount of fear for AI, right?
Who has?
Elon Musk.
Yeah, well, he said it's going to be our demise.
He's terrified of it.
Yeah.
Well, my opinion, plus some other sources, feel that this is Elon's almost fight back. Like, kind of the whole you can't beat him, join him. Like, he knows that humans will not be able to beat AI. But what if we were like half bionic ourselves?
Well, that's what I was kind of getting into when I was bringing all this up, was what he said was we're going to be able to communicate without using words. Once all this is said and done, you're going to be able to know what someone's... You're gonna know what someone's intentions are without knowing what they need to say.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm curious about. So if you can just speak without words, like there's got to be some type of standard to that, because otherwise we would just be sitting here and our brains would be going insane hearing all the different people. It'd be like Jim Carrey or whatever and fucking Bruce Almighty, like just losing his shit. But can you imagine like being in, say you're in a safety meeting and every group's got the jackass, but me and you are telecommunicating about said jackass.
Yeah.
And he somehow intercepts said jackasses telecommunicating. Like, there's got to be some type of, like, hey, like a text message. I'm going to send this to Sage.
Yeah. My communication is strictly to go to said person. I don't know, man. I don't have any speculation as far as that goes. But he said we're going to be able to communicate without using words.
No, look, I don't know if I'm just naive or whatever, but pretty much believe anything that comes out of that guy's mouth.
Yeah.
He's intelligent. You can just like tell, like, you know, on Joe Rogan, he's like, it's true, I'm an alien. And Joe's like, you probably are, right? He keeps saying, he keeps telling everybody I'm an alien. Like, what if, like he really is an alien? And, like, just like when I tell people that I got a small dick, like, they laugh. And I'm like, I don't...
You're like, no, it's...
This is accurate fucking information. Like,
it's a fucking real thing.
They're like, oh, you're just... Like, no, like, I don't know what the problem is. Like, I have a small dick. Like, what? why don't you believe me? Like, what part of me looks like, nah, he's cranking it? Like, you know? Then just like Elon, he's out there like, oh yeah, guys, I'm an alien. And then he probably goes home and goes, I fucking told them. Why didn't they believe me?
I let them know, and they still laugh at me.
I'm telling you. I just tell girls all the time, I got a small fucking crank. And then they see it, and they're like, oh wow. Well, yeah, I wasn't lying to you. Like, I just trying to meet expectations, you know?
Well, I think we're going to call it on that note.
Well, like I said, we have plenty more nights of just random bullshit.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to have you back, and I'm going to expect you back.
Oh, yeah, we're working on it. We're getting it figured out. Eventually, Joe Rogan will be on this podcast.
Oh, no. I'll be on his for sure. Provided he still lives in the same place, bro. I'm coming to Texas, and we're going to talk about anything you want to fucking talk. That's never going to happen.
I'm going to be straight up. If we got to go to Joe Rogan's place in Texas, like I don't know what'd be better than that. I've gotten to meet a couple of what I thought would be idols in my life.
Yeah.
With that man. That man is the entire reason why I'm trying so hard to work on my mental health.
His outlook and his perspective. The combination. Oh, I can't. We're not going to get. That's a whole nother conversation. We're going to end this on a good note. I'm super thankful.
Love peace and bacon grease.
I'm super thankful you came back. I'm excited to have you more.
It was the whiskey that did it for me.
That's what did you in?
Yeah.
Bring some whiskey over. That's good.
Yeah, as always, I enjoyed it. I had a great time. I hope to do it again.
Oh no, don't hope. We're gonna do it again. If anybody has questions, comments, you want to be a guest on Me vs. Me, feel free to shoot an email to meversusmeinfo@gmail.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and you can catch certain blips on TikTok if you're lucky.
I highly suggest you guys should do it. Great time. Good time. It's fun. Get out here, hang out with a buddy. Maybe say some things you didn't know you needed to say.
We would encourage an anonymous introduction if you so please. But again, meversusmeinfo@gmail.com.
Maybe we can figure out this little fancy editing. Make me sound like Justin Timberlake.
I'm sure we can get there.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.
When in doubt, throttle out.